Hey everyone, it's Willie with Willie's Life. Today is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Um, I had a friend talk about ego lifting today. Certain people go and they'll go, ego lift. They'll go just train in just to get people to look at them, and they'll train really like super super heavy, and they'll, they're a lot of people get injured from it, and part of what this video is about is um, not everybody that lifts heavy is doing it for an ego lift. I lift really, really heavy, but I lift alone. I'm not at a public gym. I don't like eyes on me. I know that in saying that, I still videotape it and put it on the internet, but it's a little bit different. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel and become a YouTuber and possibly get money from TikTok and Instagram, everything like that. So it's different. I don't like to go to a gym and kind of mingle, I guess, with people. I like to do my own thing alone and kind of stay in my own mind and not get interrupted. Um, so in saying that, um, the reasons that people lift super heavy is typically they've got something inside them. Either it's a challenge, they want to become a superhero, or they want to become a superhero because maybe they were abused. Maybe their life had a lot of bad things happen to them. So when they go out there, um, the only way that they can deal with this is by way of destruction. Fighting back. Uh, and building themselves up physically. And I know some people, go into martial arts like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and they've had the same thing happen. And it's kind of it's it's a different thing, but they're still going into it for in their mind. I mean, it's a protection. Maybe they went through something too. Not everybody obviously doesn't, but sometimes people are just attracted to the sport. But people get into things because they have they have pain, physical and mental pain, maybe something that happened to them, when they were younger, or maybe something they're going through right now. And so that helps them, you know, uh, move from day to day, and feel good about themselves. You know, um, a lot of times, the reasons that I trained to get where I was at is I had seen some things and been uh, around things that were, not so good. So I started training, and I don't want to get into too much of a detail because I don't want people knowing about my life, but the details of it. But there is, I definitely started training to become stronger, and there's many reasons for that. As one is, the stronger that you are, it's harder for them to kill you, other people, for them to kill you, or what have you. You know what I mean? So it's harder for life to kill you. So um, when you have the ability to move 2 and 3 times your body weight, you get a sense of strength. You feel like, wow, I'm a force. Someone that wants to harm me, there's going to have a little bit more trouble. And then when you add martial arts to it, you're that much better. So um, I think some people go to the gym and they ego lift, and you can tell those kinds of people. Like there was a guy that he wanted in the Anytime Fitness. Like this was like I don't even know how many years ago, probably over a decade, and he wanted to get in there, and he didn't have his card. I just let him in, him and his brother-in-law, and I think it was who it was. And then I went over and started I do my cardio, and then I was getting ready to go over to the bench. So he ran over there and hurried up and benched as much as he could, to establish some kind of dominance, an aggression thing. And then he goes, you ain't gonna be able to work out on this bench because me and him are gonna be doing it. After I just let his ass in, That was his mentality. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I wasn't really even looking for bench press, but I'm going to be working out in this area. This is where I work out. So, but he was just hurrying and running to do this dominance thing, and there's people like him, that they do that to try to frighten people. They're puffing up. They want to try to give you a fear of them. And then there's people that train that are not thinking about that, but are training for a bad situation if something comes their way, and that's me. And people like that didn't realize, who I am. Trying to frighten me with with this facade, you know, of strength. You know what I'm saying? So I there are people like that, and you always have them in the gym, and um, but people that ego lift are different than people that lift heavy for a purpose, and so um, that needs to be. I think that's a very important thing people need to realize, is that there is a difference, and so just because they're lifting super heavy does not make them an ego lifter. And I can't speak for everybody online. I don't know who does what and why they do it. I mean, some people, why, but if you're a YouTuber, you're doing everything you can to get that paycheck. So that's a different story than the people in the gym, or the ones that are that are ego lifting, I guess. And it kind of breaks off from the early days when people used to train at the gym, so they could go out and let the guys would to go out and look good for the girls, walking the beach and stuff there. That's, I think that the ego lifting kind of came from that in a sense, because you want to surprise people. Either you want to frighten the guys, or you want to, you want girls to be like, wow, that's amazing, and so there are people like that, and then there's also, like, there's the people that are like, well, I'm training for a bad day, and those are the people like firemen and police officers, and obviously military, people that are put in bad situations, or have been put in bad situations, or people that have been abused, or are currently being abused. Stuff like that is why people go into heavy lifting. And it's to build their confidence, to build up uh, their resolve, I guess. I think I said that right. So um, it's all about building up who you are, what you want to accomplish. I would be a lot stronger if I hadn't been in those wrecks and those accidents. And it kind of, honestly, it really depresses me, because I had to take my tires out of here, and I had to take them down, because I had pulled up 1,100 pounds on my fulcrum deadlift, shrug calf raise, and I hurt my back and my stomach inside, and the boards busted on me. And no way was I trying to do any kind of ego lift. It was to become a superhero, to become that beyond another person, beyond my personal self, beyond the average me. I keep climbing this ladder of strength and trying to accomplish, and then my discs just are failing. So I've had 3 herniations, not from lifting, but from accidents. And so there's now I'm going down a different path. So but I kind of wanted to just kind of clarify that with some people. So anyway, y'all have a good day. So please don't just attack at people, or make fun of them. um, I actually watched a video the other day about that, where people are like making fun of these guys because they lift really heavy, and some of it is idiotic, because they're not doing any kind of real form, they're barely moving it. But there's always um, there's a reason for some people's madness. So kind of give them a break, and you shouldn't pick on people. And obviously I'm not talking about my buddy. My buddy's cool as hell. He's like one of the nicest guys in the world. But when he mentioned that, I was remembering a video, and I've been wanting to do this video, so I put this together. I've been thinking about it. So anyway, when you see the guy in the gym or the gal in the gym that is training super heavy and they seem broken, they probably are. So throw some kindness their way instead of judgment. All right, y'all take care of yourselves.